We are live. What's going on, D-Bags? Hope you guys are doing well. We're back here again with another episode of the Detox Podcast, episode 307 to be exact. And if you're new here, you enjoy music, podcasts, comedy, or hooping videos, do consider subscribing. We've got a whole bunch of that stuff going on around here. When you do subscribe, leave a like or hang out with us in the live chat like you're going to do today. Helps us share conversations and laughs like this with more people. So do consider doing that. I've got a whole bunch of stuff linked down below. I just had some people that I've known for months the other day just hit me up and be like, hey, I didn't know you did music. And if they would have checked the description, they would know. There's music, there's my guests info, there's tons of stuff down there. So be sure to check out the description of this episode as well as future ones to come. Now, before I can introduce you guys to my guest this week, I got to talk to you guys a little bit about vacations. It's that time of year. Well, actually, this week is disgusting outside for whatever reason, nice and cold. So if you like that, if you're a Twilight vibes kind of person, this is your week. But otherwise, it's getting to that time of year where it's going to be beautiful out. You'll be able to go for walks, runs, biking, all that stuff. There's no better place to do it than with today's video sponsor, Alpine House 2. Alpine House 2 is a classic Swiss chalet duplex A-frame with a log cabin interior located directly across the street from the Ski Brûlée Resort in Iron River, Michigan. Obviously, you're not going to be skiing right now, but they're also surrounded by forests, lakes, river, obviously Iron River, Michigan. They kayaking, fishing, hunting, hiking, all that stuff is beautiful this time of year. We got some new pics straight from them the other day. They wanted to show off some stuff. You can also check them out on Airbnb at Alpine House 2, or if you just search up Iron River, Michigan, they're one of the top rented spots up there, so definitely check that out. They've undergone a bunch of renovations recently, added arcade games, other fun stuff, so check out at Alpine House 2 on Instagram. That's at ALPINEHAUS number 2 on Instagram to stay up to date with renovations, bookings, and more. Tell them Rita Detox sent you one last time. That's at Alpine House on Instagram to stay up to date. Now, before we can actually get this thing rolling, I got to talk to you guys. I got to be honest about podcasting, dude. I had no idea what I was doing when I was getting started. I honestly wet the bed multiple times or shit the bed, I guess. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that during an ad, but I just did. I wasn't good at this thing. I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't know what cameras to buy. I didn't know what microphones to get. I was trying to do stuff with a phone, and you can get away with stuff like that if you know what you're doing, but I didn't know what I was doing. So today's other video sponsor, Impulse Cameras, is here to help you skip all the headaches that I had to go through on my creative journey, help you hit the ground running. Impulse is located in Oak Creek, Wisconsin's Drexel Square. They have everything you could possibly need, from cameras, lights, stands, gimbals, everything. But on top of that, what I think is more important, they've got people that work in the industry that genuinely just want to help you get what you need for your creative projects. And they'll do so at a budget that fits your needs. So if you still aren't convinced, they also offer a super legit rental program that allows you to get your hands on some amazing gear before you decide to buy it. And not to mention, if you're like a student filmmaker or something like that over at UWM or elsewhere, they've got tons of options that way too. They also offer monthly memberships to help you get extra discounts on gear, access to exclusive Discords, and more. So check out at impulse.mke on Instagram or impulsecameras.com to see everything they got going on. And they should be sending us a discount code here in the coming weeks to a month. So feel free to check the descriptions of the show as those get updated, because they're going to help you save a little bit of extra money just for listening to this show. So shout out to Impulse Cameras for sponsoring this episode. Now, with all the church announcements out the way, I'm very, very excited to be kicking with my guest this week. I've seen him live a few times now. We got to give a wet detox welcome to Milwaukee's current, most recent roast champion. Connor O'Hara is here in the building.
Thank you. Good morning, Detox Podcast.
It is 6 p.m. as we're doing, or almost 7.
Yeah, well, I'm tired.
Dude, I feel that. I feel that, man. Dude, I was exhausted today. I don't take naps. I don't believe in them.
No, me neither.
Today, I did pass out for like 15 minutes.
Yeah? Oh, man.
I
defeat
succumbed.
you must have felt.
Yeah. Do you get mad?
When you regain consciousness after an unexpected nap?
Isn't it so frustrating? It's like, why is this? I'm so angry. Like, I know people that love naps. Like, oh, I need a nap. And I know we've talked about this a little bit off here. You're a cat person. You got some cats in the house. Mm-hmm. It would get tough when my cat was still around. Like, he would just randomly lay on me, and I'm like, oh, I can't get up. But I still couldn't go to sleep. Like, it was something I couldn't do. But anytime I do pass out, and when I wake up, I hate myself. I hate the world. I'm like, how did I let this happen?
Right. And it's like, you're like, even if it's like 15 minutes, you're like, that's 15 minutes that I stole from myself.
Yeah, I'll never get back, dude. I just spent it sleeping. But maybe that's not the worst thing. I was talking about this earlier today. Maybe it's because I was hungry, starving actually. What's the worst Olive Garden order that you could do? Like, what's like if you ever go to Olive Garden with somebody, you sit down and they order like the most blasphemous thing.
You know, it's not. I mean, the minestrone. Like the zuppa is great.
Okay.
I mean, you can't go wrong with soup, salad, breadsticks. You kind of got to do that.
Yeah. Everybody.
Unless you're like willing to pay for noodles that you could make at home.
Yeah.
But like the minestrone is just.
Yeah. I think spaghetti and meatballs, dude. I think if you
Yeah,
go spaghetti and
no, you
meatballs
know what?
at Olive Garden,
That's a good point.
something's wrong with you.
Right.
Like something's genuinely wrong with you.
Yeah. Or like, you know, it's your first time ever having Italian food and that's the only one you're familiar with.
I
You're
guess.
like,
I guess that's fair. But dude, I mean, the server has to be like, no. Like I know it's on there because we have to have it, but I'm just gonna steer you in any other direction.
Yeah.
Dude, I used to crush the tour of Italy in college so
yeah.
often.
Oh, definitely.
Like so often, dude. And that's like 4,000 calories, I think,
Yeah.
or 3,600 or something. And I had no shame, man. But no, I'm happy we finally got you in the studio, man. I've been looking forward. I wanted to meet you for a while. I mentioned that you're the current or most recent roast champion for MKE Roasts.
That's what people are saying.
That's what, dude. That's pretty sick, though. That's fun.
It's very exciting.
What's what's that process like for people? We've had some of the guys that produce the MKE roast on, so I know a little bit, but maybe for people that are new listening, what is the MKE roasts, and give us a sort of an updated, condensed version of what the process looks like from the battle starting to becoming the champion.
Gotcha. So I mean, roast battle. I mean, I'm sure it's been explained. It might have been explained before, but it's just two stand-up comics, kind of going at each other, tit for tat, insults back and forth, mostly all in good fun. Sometimes it gets personal, but and then there's a panel of judges that decide who was the funniest, and usually it's based on audience response and like writing and acumen and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So for the tournament, for Milwaukee Roast Battle, a lot of the performers are kind of handpicked.
Yeah.
By the producers, because roasting is so unique and even in, you know, like a small city like Milwaukee, like there's just not a lot of people that do it.
Yeah.
So we gotta kind of, you know, pick out people who who they, you know, think could do it, or people who have been on previous shows that were not part of the tournament.
Yeah.
Or people from different scenes like Chicago, or like people from Madison, or
kind of curate the list so that it will they're kind of, I mean, hedging their bets that it'll be a better show, right?
Yeah.
Like let's pick the best people we think will be the best. Whether or not that pans out, obviously it's up to them, but like we have an idea that these people should be pretty good.
Yeah.
Kind of vetting.
And like kind of trying to put battles where it's like, oh, these two people are really similar, or these people are really different, or like these people are best friends, or like they've never met, but we think that their, you know, stand-up styles would mesh well.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. And then you know, the tournament starts, I forget, I think it was like maybe 14 comics. I'm trying to could have been more, but so they're all handpicked for the first round, and then it's just this tournament was at the Milwaukee Improv. And it's I think it was 4 or 5 rounds. Every month we would have one, I think.
Oh, nice. Wow. So you get some time to write in between.
Oh, definitely. And I think that's super important too.
When you do a roast, when you're writing it for a roast as opposed to writing like your regular sets, right? Are you writing, like if you and I were roasting each other, do you ever write with the person you're roasting? Or how do you get info on this, especially if you don't know them?
Absolutely. Yeah, okay. That's definitely, and some people are really anti that because they want it to be a surprise for some reason. It's like, it's always going to be a surprise for the audience.
Yeah.
Or they don't want to like give the other comic ammunition to like come up with a rebuttal or something.
Yeah.
But I think, and all of the best roasters and people that I have worked with over this past year of roasting and everything, all agree that it's best to meet up, exchange information, definitely, you know, run jokes past each other if you can, just to make it a good show, because it's not really a competition. It's really about doing a tandem stand-up set.
Yeah. It's like WWE. I think that me and
Definitely.
Syed were joking about that when he was on. It's like it's almost WWE-esque, right?
Absolutely.
Where it's
Yeah.
like you kind of both know. Obviously, there's going to be a little bit of improv on stage because there's
Mhm.
going to be those quick-witted rebuttals and stuff. But it's
Mhm.
like we want to put on the best show we can, and we want to take care of each other and do that in a way that's fun for the audience. So
Absolutely.
that's so cool. I love the roast battles. The stuff that I've seen that you guys have put on is phenomenal. I think if people haven't checked out the Milwaukee roast battles, they should.
Oh, absolutely.
It's fun. Is there like when you guys are roasting? You said sometimes it gets personal. Does it ever get personal? Everyone goes, "Ooh."
Yeah. Oh,
like,
yeah.
That's fucking.
And most of the time, and this is discouraged. Like the roast, everyone who roasts regularly is kind of like, don't write to hurt your opponent.
Yeah.
But like sometimes people just want to go for the kill, and a lot of times it's about like how bad of a comic they are, or like some joke that they do that everyone hates. And that gets like, writing about people stand up. It's like Cody Heck actually told me this. He was like, don't write jokes about how bad the comic is, because then the audience will think that they're a bad comic and they won't laugh.
Yeah.
So that blows up both of you have the same set right now. So you're kind of ruining it.
Well, and it's sort of like you're making a joke about something that the audience may have zero context about.
Yeah.
Right. Like it's nothing that they can see or tell. I mean, maybe the person was bombing their first 3 roasts against you or something like that. So maybe they could put it together. But it's like I used to get mad at some of my buddies when I was first podcasting, where they would like mention a teacher we had and like no content, like they'd be like, oh, Mr. Ripper or Mr. so-and-so, and you're like, dude, they have no idea, like, what's the purpose of bringing up Mr. Ripper? This teacher I had that was like this, like you have to like give it some context, or else people have no idea. Oh, Brian, dude, Brian, he's so crazy. Why is Brian crazy? They don't know Brian. Anybody listening to this doesn't know Brian. So when you do that, it's sort of similar, where it's like if you are making fun of this person's terrible joke that none of these people have heard.
Right. Yeah, it's an inside joke.
It's just mean to be mean with everybody else, like it's not.
For all the comics in the back, like, he made fun of his stupid teacher or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like, oh, you got him, but it's like, oh, well, is it the best for the show? I mean, that's good advice from Cody, I imagine. Which Cody, he's been on the show, so we can say Cody. We can name drop.
Say Cody Heck.
Yeah, Cody Heck is out here.
The rootinest, tootinest comic in Milwaukee. Whenever I host for him, I bring him up that way.
That's
and
what
he hates it.
Really, that's fucking awesome. Setting him up there. Diego says, "Let's go, Connor." We got some we backs in the chat as well. You told me this before we went live, which I did not know, and I'm sure this probably helps out in the roast events. That you did improv for a number of years.
Yeah.
Prior to comedy.
Yeah. I think it's technically 18, but I usually round it down to 15 because 18 years of improv sounds like I've never had sex.
Holy shit, man.
But
15, I don't know. Maybe
15
just
is
a tip.
like, right.
Yeah.
15 is like, well, he's done some hand stuff. Definitely post college, but he's done hand stuff.
Yeah.
I started doing improv in high school as part of the comedy sports high school league. Which was coached by my algebra teacher, Mr. Yep.
Whoa,
and
sick name.
It was great. And he was, oh man, he called me Ohara. He was a man of Japanese descent, so that felt really good.
Yeah, that had to be sick.
But so I started doing it then, and I just kept doing comedy sports, and then later I did a lot of other this conglomerate that's kind of morphed and changed names, but it used to be Mojo Dojo, and then it was Ampersand. Now it's currently Interchange Theater.
Yeah.
But a lot of the same folks involved in that.
Done that.
But so I've been working with them. Actually, I've been working primarily with Interchange for improv since after high school.
What does improv look like at a high school level? Like, what is that? Like, take me into like day one of improv. Like, what would I be doing? What would I see?
Well, in high school, it's like everyone like trying not to get a boner and just like going up on stage and playing like Zip Zap Zop is like the classic improv game. It's like you're pointing at someone and you say zip, and then they point at someone else and say zap, and then they point at someone else and say zap, and it's about like focus and like that. It's and the shows that we did, it's all short form improv, which is like whose line is it anyway? Like just little games and like little themed scenes and things like that.
What are the rules of improv when you're getting started? If someone's like, I'm interested, I want to maybe they're thinking about going to an local improv class. What would be like a tip you could give them to get started early on?
Well, I mean, the main rules are don't say no. You can't, when someone says something in a scene that's true, so you have to say yes and like play off of that. And then I mean, you have to set up the who, what, where, and when, like within the first 3 lines of your scene, or and you have to like, man, like it's been a while since I've like
broke it down,
done revisited the fundamentals.
This is kind of like
object mime work is important.
Oh, all right.
Like making sure that the space that you've created in your mind is like communicated to the other people that you're with on stage. And
dude, improv sounds like, and I have a couple of friends that are big into improv. It just sounds so like, I mean, I know the stakes it's not the end of the world if we don't do this right, but I mean, like in the moment, like there is so much focus required, because like even you're mentioning with like the objects you create in the world, right? If I'm like, oh, this table right here, like, or I pretend that this is like I'm at a cashier counter or something. You like, if you said that, I couldn't then like walk through said imaginary counter or something like that. Have you seen this with improv? There's this thing right now on TikTok that's huge where dudes are assisting. It's random assists in the mall. They call it's like assisting Riz or some shit like that. Where so what you do is you see a guy like walking in the mall with his girl. Maybe you don't know what date they're on. You don't know what level they're at. You're supposed to walk by and you just sort of start being like, oh, dude, you paid for my gas last week. And you like dap them up and you like, and it's hilarious because the guy will go with it. And then they end up, and some people will like take it kind of far and like start getting into some goofy shit. But it's supposed to be like an assist because you're making the guy look really good in front of whatever girl. So maybe those people could get into improv, or improv could help them with their assist game.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I think so many people, especially like TikTok, like influencers and comedians, like they're all improvising.
Yeah.
But it's like, to what extent, and a lot of times it's like a repeatable thing, but that's it's a lot like short form, where it's like these are the rules of the game, this particular game. Yeah. And you have to kind of just hit the punchline of that game over and over, and it goes viral.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it freaks me out. I mean, we've even tried every once in a while. We bomb on this show where I'll be like, let's do a bit right now, and then like we try to do something and it ends up not working out. So like, props to you for being able to do it for so long, man. That's
thanks.
What do you do? Like, what's like been the worst? What's the worst improv experience you've had, or worst like mess up or weird moment in a show?
Man, I gotta rack my brain for that because I'm so good at it.
Or maybe a good save. I have a friend who's like he's a stage actor, like he does theater, traditional like theater acting, and he went to college for that. And I remember he talked one time about like this piece, some prop, and I forget, he's doing some Shakespeare play, and his like thing breaks. It was like a bracelet or something, and he like ended up playing it for a laugh to end the scene, and like it crushed. Do you have any good, maybe a save or something that's happened?
I don't have like a save. I was thinking back. So we did get kicked out of a venue that I will not name, but we
kicked out.
Yeah, or we were asked never to return.
Okay, excellent.
There's a venue downtown where I was a part of a show called The Shindig, which was like it was actually really close to Whose Line, but it was like in the context of this is like a cocktail party, and we're all coming and we're all playing games, like like it's imagine like A Christmas Carol when like Fred is playing with all of his, if you're familiar.
Somewhat.
But like it's like parlor game style kind of thing, and so we all dress up really fancy, and we like ties and suits and fancy dresses and everything. And one of my fellow improvisers, she wore this very lavish glittery dress, and this particular venue was a brewery, and she was just shedding glitter all over the place.
Excellent.
Just and it was just wrecking the whole like every like.
Oh wow.
And the owner came up to us, I think shortly after the show. He had already been yelling at people at this point, but he was like, "You gotta clean this shit up. Get the fuck out of here."
How'd
Like,
the show go? Did it go okay?
the show was fine.
Yeah.
And it's hard for me to think, because like improvisers, like even when we bomb, it's like we have fun, so it's hard to kind of like it's in stand-ups too, like mostly at open mics though, like when people are bombing, it's usually still fun for the comics to see their friends bomb.
Sure.
So,
yeah.
I don't know, it's
Wow.
but yeah, so we were never like and then we subsequently changed our name from the Shindig to Glitter Bomb because of that incident, because we were no longer welcome back at that venue.
What imagine if you guys had gotten rebooked with it under a different name? Like they were like, oh, let's try this other.
Yeah, let's try this Glitter Bomb.
Yeah, these
like,
Glitter Bomb guys might be worth it.
Right.
That's crazy, dude. I don't know. I don't know how you do it, man. What's like if someone's never went and seen improv live, what should they expect? Because when you say like, okay, this is like a cocktail-esque party, like,
yeah,
what does that mean? Because are you guys gonna like, do you guys do multiple scenes? Like, is it how does it break down? If I sit down in the audience and I'm here to see improv, my friend dragged me to the show, I'm like, I have no idea what this is.
Definitely did drag you to the show. The first thing you should expect, and no shade, I love improv, but the first thing you should expect is to be feeling a certain level of secondhand embarrassment.
Okay.
But I think, like you should go in with the mindset that like you're being silly, everyone on stage is going to be silly. You got to have like a whimsical nature about you, I think, to even enjoy improv.
Yeah.
Because you have to kind of be up for whatever. Like
you can't be one of those coworkers that you like can't do a bit. You ever
Right.
like say a
Oh,
bit,
yeah.
you start like riffing on like they could say something like, oh, where's so and so? Like this is something I say all the time at work. Someone will be like, oh, where is Jessica? And I'll be like, oh, she died, dude. Like,
Yeah.
oh, dude, she got in a really bad accident. She's not gonna make it. And like they're like, what? And I'm like, I'm just kidding or whatever. And
Yeah,
then
I
like maybe
know.
a couple minutes later, I'll like refer back to it,
Yeah.
and they're like, I thought you said she is fine. I'm like, oh no.
Oh no, actually I was wrong. She just has terminal cancer.
Yeah, like I'm trying to like just call back to it and riff with them, and they just can't riff. So you got to be able to riff a little bit to enjoy improv. Probably.
Yeah, you definitely have to like be maybe even like just like a peripherally funny person, I think, to enjoy improv.
Yeah, you got to be able to see the vision.
Definitely.
See the vision. Wow. So have you ever done miming?
Yeah, and I was a musical theater major in college.
Damn.
And
bro.
I took an improv class because I was like, easy A. It's like, when someone who takes ESL and they're fluent in Spanish. But like there was also this movement class that I took that really helped me with my miming. And like, because it's like hard to give weight to things. Like you don't think about like when you're picking up something on stage, you're like, well, I have this, 200-ton whatever anvil or whatever.
Yeah.
And you have to like kind of like tense whatever muscles.
Yeah.
And like learn the shapes of things that you're like, I'm like doing this because that's the most natural for me. But, like,
yeah, dude, miming in general is just such a. I mean, did you ever have to like go out and like mime somewhere as part of your class? Because I know people have had to do that, where they've like had to like go like or clowning or whatever.
Clowning, yeah, not in public, thank goodness.
Okay.
But yeah,
I just wonder too, like, what did anybody in when you're in school, you're doing musical theater, you said.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anybody when you're in this movement class that's like, I am gonna become a mime?
I know two very avant-garde drag queens that came out of it.
Oh, okay.
And do a lot of that movement work in their
In their
drag
sets.
performances. And I think I do know someone who attempted to be a clown.
Yeah.
A very Pagliacci situation where they just couldn't cut it.
Yeah.
They were very sad. And
That's a sad image.
Yeah.
I'm picturing them with the makeup like wearing off
Yeah.
and them crying. Oh.
yeah, very Joaquin Phoenix
Yeah.
Like,
It's sad, man.
wiping their sad makeup
God,
off.
I feel like that's, respect to them, but that does it's tough to make it in comedy, right?
Yeah.
Comedy it's super saturated now too. Like same thing in
Definitely.
podcasting, music. These things are hella saturated. Everybody would love to do that. We all think we're good enough to maybe be successful one day.
Yeah.
But clowning, there's way less competition, man. The fact that you didn't make it, dude, I apologize with that.
I think the one hurdle that clowns must go up against is like, what do I fucking do?
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah.
blowing up a balloon animal, and like a kid is like scrolling through their TikTok, like they don't give a shit.
Could you think about like the low stages of comedy, right? Or the low stages of music. It's like a shitty open mic with like 4 other musicians in the crowd and like an angry bartender,
Yeah.
right? Like that's like the low stage of that. What's like the low stage of like the grind of becoming a successful clown look like? Like that's
Oh my
gotta
God.
suck, dude.
There's this SNL sketch. It's Louis C.K. Controversy noted.
Yeah.
But it's Louis C.K. and then my favorite SNL cast member of all time, Bobby Moynihan. Where he shows up to Louis C.K.'s house expecting to do like a kid's birthday party, and it's just this sad, lonely guy that is paying him to watch him do his clown thing for kids.
Oh no.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I would recommend that everyone watch that sketch because it's so funny.
I bet that stuff probably does happen though at the low end of things,
It's gotta.
right? And I wonder like what is a good can we look that up real quick? What is a good clown charge? Because I'd be interested to know, like, for an hour, what I got to pay to get some clowning.
Yeah, and it's definitely a sex thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's definitely, they're, like, getting off on watching you clown.
Yeah, they have to, especially if it's, in that picture you painted, like, that's got to be.
Yep.
I just wonder, because I tried getting a clown on the show a couple of years ago through a mutual guest that had been on the show a bunch of times. He was, like, close with the clown. And this dude, like, we had, like, set up a date. A day came, and he just kind of ghosted. And so I tried following up with him, and he just ghosted me off the face of the planet. But, like, I want to speak to a clown. It'd be interesting to see why they do what they do. Like,
I mean, if you ask any stand-ups in Milwaukee, they feel the same way about improvisers that we feel about clowns, maybe.
yeah,
Like,
probably.
Like, it's like, why would you do that? It's so sad and pathetic.
Yeah. What is it? What is it? $100 to $300? Yeah. $100 to $300 an hour. Okay.
If I was feeling real bad, I might.
Maybe, dude. I mean, that's a lot of makeup for just $100. Though.
That is. That's. I didn't think about that. Like, the work and like they got to haul all their props and
be
stuff.
able to blow balloon animals too. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if they all do that, but that's
They got it. If you're a clown and you're not blowing up balloon animals,
yeah.
retire.
That's like being a bartender. You don't want to make like a margarita.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, dude, like you're not cut out for this. Like,
Right.
you can't do it.
That's the clown version of like, I don't have a blender.
yeah. It's like, just make me a fucking margarita, dude. I'm interested. What's something that you used to do? It could be anything in life that you don't do anymore.
Something that I used to do that I don't do anymore. I am trying my best to not say sorry anymore.
Oh, okay.
That's maybe a little deeper than we wanted to
No,
go.
that's fine. Why are you specifically avoiding the word sorry?
Because it's a therapy thing. I'm trying not to apologize for existing. You know,
yeah.
like I belong wherever I am, and
Yeah.
like, man, let's think of something fun.
Well, no,
Let's do
I mean,
something
dude,
fun.
that's valid though.
Yeah.
I'm a people pleaser for sure. So like something
Yeah.
that I've had to like unlearn is like being okay with. Like I still get like this sometimes where I let my notifications like rack up in my
Yeah.
phone, because if I respond to one person, I feel like I am being fake if I don't respond to every single other person. So sometimes even to this, I still do it sometimes with like social media stuff where sometimes I have like a bunch of DMs because like I'll go on a rampage where I'm like, all right, I'm gonna book the next couple months of the podcast. So I'll like send all these DMs, and then I start getting all the messages back. And I'm like, fuck, I don't have the energy to respond to like 14 or 15 people and like see all their different things. So I'm like, I'm just gonna wait until because I don't want to respond to just one person, and then I feel like it's just I don't know, whatever. So I'm like, I don't want to disrespect people. So then I end up apologizing. Hey, sorry for the late response. It's like, dude, you can take as long as you need. Like,
right.
It's a business thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's fine.
And I think it comes from like insecurity, but it also comes from like I feel like there's an element of it that's like you're kind of putting yourself on a pedestal, like thinking that like for me, maybe just personally, like I'm so important that like everyone is expecting these things of me. And it's like, no, probably not. Like they probably don't care. And once you're not in front of them, they forget you exist. Like, kind of a thing.
No, that's true. Yeah.
A little depressing in the opposite direction.
Yeah. But no, it's true. I feel like, so you're in therapy then? Do you do a lot of therapy?
I'm in therapy through my work, which is not real therapy, but it's someone who I'm allowed to call on the phone for 30 minutes a week.
Wow. Okay. Excellent.
Yeah.
I'm in a bunch of therapy right now. So trying to work through shit, dude. I started this EMDR therapy. Have you ever heard of that?
Mm-mm.
Dude, you hold these two little things that have lights on them and they vibrate back and forth. It's like almost hypnosis.
Ooh.
It's not actual hypnosis. Like they don't trick you into saying anything, but it's somehow something with like, they kind of guide you with the prompt, and then you sit there and you just think on that, watch the light, and like 15 seconds go by, they stop, you take a deep breath, and it's like, well, what comes to mind? And then you just kind of go. And it's something about the light and the vibration like helps bypass like your walls.
Wow.
And
That's
at first,
awesome.
it's so awesome. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like if anyone is considering doing it, you definitely should, because it's good for like trauma breakthroughs and stuff like that too. Because you have so many.
Because it's so physical. Like it's so in your like genes and your nervous system and everything.
Well, and I feel like the older you get, and we deal with things maybe not always in the healthiest of ways, but your body and your brain like figures out ways to compartmentalize this shit and really lock it away.
Definitely. And
like. So even, I'm in like regular therapy too, but there's still every once in a while, there's just like you hit a wall where you're like, you don't even think I'm someone, I share a lot of stuff on the internet. I share with pretty much anybody. Like I'm not afraid to share, but like there's just stuff that I don't even remember.
Yeah.
Like I don't even think is like worthy of bringing up consciously or subconsciously. And then all of a sudden this kind of helps you kind of break that wall down. And you're like, whoa, I am angry.
Yeah,
I do have resentment for like my whole life, like or whatever, that gets a little dark, but it's wild, dude. So it's something to check out. I don't know if the guy over the phone can do that for 30 minutes, but maybe he got something, bro. Maybe he could like text you every like 5 seconds so it vibrates.
I'll buy another cell phone and
just you can text both of them.
Yeah,
dude. That's that's legit though. The people pleasing, that I'm sorry. That's something that like. I would do that all the time where like you almost fill space in a conversation with someone you're not super comfortable with.
Right.
Like you just finish a sentence. You're like, sorry.
Right. Yeah.
What the fuck are you apologizing
I don't
for?
know why I said that. I'm wasting your time. Like that kind of stuff.
I have been that person plenty of times. What I'm trying to think of myself. What's something that I stopped doing or what's something I used to do that I don't do anymore? I used to eat that's kind of dumb. I used to eat a lot of ice cream. I used to eat like a fucking 6-7 scoops of Oreo ice cream every night.
Oreo specifically? Oreo?
Yeah. It's like I would like layer this. I had this huge fucking mug, and I would put like 4 Oreos at the bottom.
Oh.
Muddle that. 3 scoops of ice cream. 2 more Oreos on top of that. Muddle it. 3 more scoops. 2 more fucking cookies on top. A little bit of whipped cream, milk. Stir it all together by hand.
Shit.
It's literally the best.
I gotta say. That sounds awesome.
Dude, no, it's amazing. I made it for these guys. It's great. It's so good, but I don't know how I didn't walk away with diabetes. I did it for like 3 years straight, every single night.
Every
like
night.
There was probably probably 6 nights a week at least.
Wow.
I bet you I was hitting 7.
Like mug size, like stop me.
Like
where
probably right there.
Right this?
Yeah, probably close to that. Maybe
this
slightly smaller. Yeah.
This deep?
Taller than that mug, probably. Like if you took a third here, I'll show up so people can see.
So it's like a bowl, but it's like mug shape.
Yeah, this mug probably, if this mug went up to like here, and then was just a little bit wider around, like an extra inch probably in diameter.
You're like a thin guy. Like,
Yeah.
Was that the only thing you were eating all day, or
No, I mean I do work out a lot, and I mean during COVID I guess I gained a little bit of weight, but like no, I just got lucky, man.
Yeah.
The genes were
Okay.
gening at that point in time. Yeah.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't good. I definitely, now that I don't do it anymore, like I've noticed like a little bit less bloating in my face, like get less acne and all these other things. Like it's probably not good to do that. And I was doing it at like 11 p.m. every night right before I go to sleep, which is like the worst time to eat in general. But I'm like, let me just consume 4,000 calories before I go to sleep right now.
Damn.
Oh, of straight dairy too.
You're
It's
so
good.
lucky.
So good.
It's so good.
Do you have a sweet tooth?
I really do. I'm pre-diabetic, and I also have gout.
Oh shit. Dude.
So I would do similar things with my meal times, and I didn't make it out unscathed. But yeah, I love sweets.
Yeah. What's a favorite sweet of yours? Do you have to end your day with a sweet? 'Cause that's something I've gotten better at now that I've been eating pretty healthy the last like 6 months, so I don't have to do it every night. But still, even if I go to like a restaurant, I'm like, we got to go get dessert after this. Like I need something sweet after.
You can't end on like a savory or even an umami. You can't end the day on that. You have to have dessert, right?
Yeah.
Like, because I don't know about you, but I was raised, like very much like breakfast, lunch, dinner, dessert after dinner.
Yeah.
And like it's so ingrained.
Yeah.
And I mean, just everyone, I'm sure, but like, yeah, you got to end the day with like, and I love cheesecake.
Cheesecake?
I love
You're
cheesecake.
talking to the right person, bro.
Yeah.
Cheesecake is my dude, that is my shit. What kind of cheesecake? Or where do you get it from?
Unfortunately, Cheesecake Factory.
That's fine, man.
well,
they do a good job.
My wife and our wedding cake was from Simma's Bakery in I think that's technically Wauwatosa. But
Your wedding cake, was it made out of cheesecake?
Yes, yeah.
Bro.
This cheesecake is so good. I'm like doing an ad for them right now, but it's like,
dude,
sorry,
I'm
and
writing this
Alpine
down.
House too.
Yeah. And impulse cameras, yeah.
And impulse cameras, of course.
Yeah.
But it's this really like it's not too dense.
Yeah.
Cheesecake with like a kind of like a black like cookie kind of crust.
Whoa.
And then they have like raspberry sauce.
Yeah.
And then they covered in chocolate.
Whoa.
It's so good.
Yeah, I'm not usually like a fruit guy on my cheesecake,
fair.
but
That's
if you
fair.
cover it in chocolate, I might be able to figure that out.
I'm not a huge fruit guy either, but it's like thin. Like it's not like
Yeah.
gobs of.
And plus, I'm there for the cake anyway, so I'll
Right.
get through it to get to the cheesecake.
Oh,
So,
definitely.
dude, that's awesome. Yeah, I rock with cheesecake. I love like Oreo cheesecake.
Yep.
Like that's, I mean, yeah,
That
anything
checks out.
Oreos. Yeah, that's all my stuff right there. Yeah, so that's something I stopped doing was that. I'm trying to think of something better. Something. I wrote that down and I thought I had something in mind, and I can't.
I wish I
think of
could
it.
say drinking, smoking.
Yeah, like all these positive things. Yeah, I don't know, man. Nothing. I gotta really. Maybe I just need to get better. I need to set better. What are the like yearly goals? Or
Your resolutions.
New Year resolution.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
yeah.
You mentioned. So we talked a little bit off here that you're a father, right? You're a father figure.
Yes, stepdad.
Stepdad.
Yeah,
The dad who stepped up.
that's right. The other dad's still there, but I'm
Also there.
the good one.
Okay. What is, as someone who like does comedy, you're into improv. We talked a little bit off here. You've written poetry in the past.
Mhm.
What are like the books that you read a young kid? What are your classics?
I mean, my stepkid's really particular. He only likes, Dave Pilkey, who did Captain Underpants, has this newer series called Dog Man that my stepkid is crazy about. He also there's this other book, and this I would definitely, I didn't discover it for him, but like I would definitely recommend this. It's called Investigators.
Okay.
It's about two alligators / like detectives.
Yeah.
That kind of like go around and solve crimes and stuff. But and I guess for Dogman too, the vocabulary like that those books have, like those authors, they don't shy away from like using big words, and they don't even necessarily like lay it out for you what they mean.
Yeah.
Sometimes they do,
Yeah.
but like most of the time they're just like, figure it out in the context of this sentence what that word means.
Yeah.
And I think that's super important, and my stepkid has like an insane vocabulary because of those books.
Wow.
Like it's, I mean, like really, like, and I read to him every night, but he lately has flipped the script and has been starting reading to me. And the amount of like he can read the words and know what they mean, but he also can pronounce them, which is crazy to me.
I think that's so important. That's interesting. I mean, I don't know those authors specifically, but I do think, and I definitely have an opinion on like speaking to kids without like baby talk.
Oh, definitely.
You know, like I think if you just like talk to kids normally, they get it.
Right.
And I think that usually, at least in my experience, they respect you more. Like they usually are more fond of the people that do just talk to them like people, because it makes them feel good. It makes them feel like I'm also a human being, and then I feel like they reciprocate, and then all of a sudden you'll have conversations with them that no one else around them is having, because they like feel respected, and they're like, oh yeah, I can convey this emotion that maybe people wouldn't expect, or this idea. And you're like, you're 4, like you're 5. How do you know whatever this is? You know, and it's like, So I'm big on that. So that makes sense then if you're reading books like that too.
Definitely. Yeah. It's like people don't treat kids like people. You know, like they're little human beings, and they and I'm baby talking. I'm like, they're little human beings, and they deserve to be respected. But yeah, that's super important.
Yeah, I just think giving them the respect. Obviously, they're still a kid. Like I'm not gonna let him or her decide what they're eating for dinner.
Right,
I'm gonna make that call.
Yeah.
But like, you know, talk to them about their day, see what's going on, and talk to them normally, not.
And I think it's a self-esteem thing, really, because like everyone's treating you differently than everyone else around, like talking down to you, and like it
could do weird things to you. It could. What so we're in reading to your kids, would you ever read to your kids Quan Mills novel? Do you know the world's best-selling author Quan Mills?
I'm not familiar.
This is going to be amazing. So we do have this pulled up today. Quan Mills is a self-published author who's been going viral on TikTok a bunch.
Okay.
And I'm gonna just, you've never seen this before, so I'm gonna have you kind of react to some of the titles of these books. Okay. I don't know if they'd be good for kids, but maybe. He's definitely not sugarcoating anything.
Wow.
So we'll see here. Why don't you pull up the switch to the tier list so everybody can see what we see here. So this is Quan Mills. These are some of his most recent books here. Pregnant by an Alpha Werewolf Hitta. Quan Mills. That one's got, we can scroll down a little bit because some of these, that one right there, what's that? Pregnant by a DL Demonic Cyborg from Hell. Wow. I just saw that one the other day. That's 1 million views right there. These books are all available on Amazon too. I guess we're doing an ad for Quan Mills now.
Quan Mills.
But he's that dude.
He's going back to the pregnancy well quite a bit.
Dude, I know. I don't know who does his cover arts, but they are doing pretty much the same thing every time.
I love that some of it appears to be like real photographs of people, and some of it is like AI.
Yeah, dude, it's beautiful. Actually, go scroll up a little bit. Where are some of my other favorites? Maybe, and we can hear him maybe explain some of it to us in a sec. Scroll up just a little bit more. What was the one next to that? Yeah, a snow bunny succubus got me pregnant, and that's a man. He got pregnant by the snow bunny.
The snow bunny succubus.
Which I think is amazing, dude. And I don't like.
That's beautiful.
And so apparently people have been saying like the dialogue around it is like, dude, there's no reason that you shouldn't be putting your creative ideas out there, because Quan Mills is out here selling books, going viral daily, weekly.
Yeah, that's so many.
It's
views.
beautiful. Can you switch the volume so we can hear this? I will pull up one of his videos of him explaining. We'll do the DL Cyborg one because that's a beautiful one. It's just, I don't even know how you think of this. I'm sure he's got to have a template at this point with how many he's cranking out.
It seems that way.
But
it's pregnant by something, or
it's pregnant by something, or that looks like pretty much it right now. He's found his groove. He's found his thing. What is that? Seduced by, what is that other one? Seduced by the ghetto grape drink goblin. It's amazing.
Does he has a sense of humor about this, right?
I'm sure. Yeah. Can we click? Okay, click the. Yeah, let's do the goblin one. Let's hear what he has to say about the goblin. Yeah.
It's me, international.
Oh yeah, sounds okay. Sounds okay. The sound will come through us too. Hit play. Oh, you gotta hit play again.
Best-selling author Quan Mills with another urban horror tale, one that needs to be told, one for the ages, one that will go down in the history books as one of the craziest, most sadistic, most psychotic stories that you will ever read.
That's
Yes,
the top comment.
seduced by the ghetto.
He's
Greek
for real though
drink
about it, man.
goblin.
This is his thing. I thought he was gonna
I
give us a
mean,
better explanation. That you
wanna
can
know-
X that so we don't get copyright on the music. But that's dude. So this is these. I bet you the vocabulary in there is probably different.
Yeah, I mean, the fantasy element would be right up my stepkid's alley. He would love that.
Yeah.
The pregnancy thing, he would have some questions about.
Yeah, especially how that works.
Yeah.
With the
With the grape drink demon.
That dude is awesome, man.
What is
It's
a
awesome.
grape
I'll have to
drink
send you
demon's
some more of them.
penis look like?
He's one of my favorite TikTok creators right now for sure. When do you think? I don't know if did your stepkid have a phone at all?
No.
When do you think is an appropriate age to let him have a phone?
He has like a tablet, and he plays like Roblox and like Minecraft and stuff. So he has like online friends, but like there's nobody he needs to be calling or texting right now. Like he like, and I get parents that do it for like emergency stuff.
Yeah.
But I just feel like I want him to grow up not with just like the baked in anxiety that comes with having a phone.
Yeah, avoid that as long as you can. I think is a good call. I wanted the phones when I was growing up. I wanted the they had this one, they would always do ads for it whenever you were watching like cartoons or whatever. It was like it had like 4 buttons on it. It was like a call mom, call dad. Like they would pre-program a mom phone number or dad phone number and 911, and like that was it. But me and my siblings were like, dude, that would be so hard if we had this phone. Like we wanted that shit so bad. I'm glad I like never had it, but yeah, it was the same kind of thing. Like I don't think I got a phone until like towards the end of like I think 6th grade.
Yeah.
6th grade's when I got it. I still feel like that's pretty young.
I mean, I think I'm a little bit older than you. I didn't have a phone till sophomore year of high school.
Okay, that's when I got my first. Oh no, freshman year. Towards the end of freshman year is when I got my first iPhone. That was a big deal.
Okay, yeah.
That was big time.
Yeah,
What was your first phone? Do you remember it?
I think my first phone. Well, I think it was a Samsung Messenger.
Oh, okay.
It was like the slide up, and then it has like the BlackBerry kind of keypad.
Was it like the horizontal one, like the LG Remark? Or wait,
Yeah.
That was the Rumor. The Rumor 2. Pull that up, dude. We gotta pull. This is a walk down memory lane right here. Yours was Samsung though.
Yeah. And I love that phone. I wish I could have that phone instead of an iPhone. I honestly, I would take the call dad, call mom 911 phone.
I wish, dude. I wish. Does this ring a bell? What is this? No, it was a slide up. Was it that one there, the black one?
Maybe is it like a different? Oh, it's the bottom left. I think that's the one.
Go down one more.
No, further down. I think that's it.
Oh, dude, yours had like a little, like early looking touchscreen thing. Was that touch?
I don't remember it being touch, but it could have been.
Yeah, I've seen this one before. I remember that.
Yeah,
too.
that's definitely.
I did used to love like going to the phone store with my mom, like go to Radio Shack or you go to like or Sprint or whatever when that was like still a thing, and go in there and like see all like the weird little ideas people had for phones and shit. I always thought that was so much fun. And then now it's you go in there and it's iPhone or everything else. You know? And but it was, dude. That was like I had this is the Rumor. Dude, my best friend had this phone, and we used to take turns texting girls off this shit. It was the coolest phone. He had the red one, or not the red one. If you exit out of that, it's like the one all the way to the right, like black and like orange. That's just pimping.
That's nice.
That's pimping, bro. That is sick. And those keys, like I can almost feel the keys right now if I close my eyes. Like it is, and It was so satisfying. I had the LG Remark, which was more of like a BlackBerry one. It was like a square that slid up, and that shit was badass.
Man, I miss buttons.
I do too. I hate that in cars now too.
Yeah.
All the fucking cars, they get rid of the buttons, and it's like, it's so dumb. Yeah, this was my phone. This is my shit right here. Used to be able to make text signatures. Did you ever have a text signature?
Yes.
Dude. They were cringy most of the time. Mine were really bad. Mine were really bad. But I remember, getting my first text signature. That shit was bad. I used to think that shit was awesome. But yeah, dude, the cars now too. Like, I can't stand, like, I'm in the market for a car right now, and I want to get something new. And I do like CarPlay. Absolutely awesome. That is a welcomed, like, advancement. Everything else in cars being in the fucking touchscreen is terrible. Like, I have not been in many Teslas, but just watching videos on how people have to, like, turn their vents off in a Tesla, where they have to, like, click into 4 menus to find the specific vent and turn that off. I'm like, that sucks, dude. Like, that, you can't tell me that's better.
Right.
You know, I want a button to push. Like, let me twist the knob for the volume.
Yeah, and it's like, how are you you can't feel that when you're driving.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to take your eyes off the road.
Yeah. And
I don't know.
I don't know. I think it is silly. We need more buttons.
Or, I wish they would, like, I'm sure that car manufacturers do this on a small scale, but, like, making old cars, like, with the like technological advancements of today, but, like, just all, like, the manual stuff, but, like, with better engines. And
like, give me the tactile buttons. I want to be able to touch it. You can give me the new hybrid whatever engine in the front. That would be sick. But I want everything else in this old one. Maybe that's a boomer take. I don't know. But I'm just like,
it could be.
Some of the buttons, or some of these new Subarus, they have, like, a huge X button in the middle. I don't know if you've ever seen a Forester. I'm like, what the fuck is this button for? And apparently it's for, like, going up hills or something. Like, if you live on the West Coast.
X mode.
Yeah. But it's the biggest button in the whole car is this X mode button that sits right in the middle. And you get in somebody's car that has a Forester, and you're like, I want to push that button.
Right.
I don't know what it will do to your car, but I just want to push that button. And, like, why? Maybe we should have made it the biggest button in the whole car. I don't know what button you should make that big, but I don't know. It's got me thinking. It's got me wondering.
Subaru's trying stuff. I drove an Outback that was my third car, and I wrecked my first two. But
Shit.
But then when I got on the Subaru train, I bought back-to-back Subaru Outbacks. I was a big fan. My mom's a lesbian, so it makes sense. But it's I thought the 2008 Outback, which is the one that I initially had, best car I've ever had. I loved it. But then I got this newer one. It's a 2017. And they already wrecked it. I'm like,
how do we do that? How do we fuck that up? We had something good.
Yeah.
I will say the new Foresters, like, they're nice. Like, I got a bunch of people in my life have Foresters, and they're legit.
Yeah.
But I can't stand the button. And the newer cars, I don't know if your car has this, where they, like, they have the engine thing that, like, shuts off at intersections if you're, like, stopped for too long.
Yeah.
Which I think is, like, a good idea. But I don't know if you've ever been in a car when it fails to turn back on.
Yeah.
It's fucking scary. I'm like, let's just not. I don't think it's whatever, like, couple gallons of gas I'm saving, it's not worth that. Especially when you're, like, on the interstate and it's, like, completely backed up, and then all of a sudden traffic clears, and, like, you got to get back up to, like, 50 real quick, and you're like, oh, my car just doesn't want to turn back on. Like, that shit freaks me out. I don't know, newer cars. It's been such a pain in the ass, dude. I've been trying to get a car for, like, the last, like, month and a half, and salesmen are just sleazy.
Yeah, my little sister's trying to get a car too, and she's looking at, like, a Nissan Altima, or, like, just, like, whatever generic car. But it's so hard because she's going through one of the apps because she doesn't want to talk to a salesman.
Car Gurus or whatever.
I think it's Carvana.
Oh, there you go. Oh, dude, don't buy from Carvana.
No,
they say you should sell your car to Carvana because they don't check anything, and then you can they'll just show up and pick it up. Like, some guy who just gets paid to pick up the car will show up.
Annie, if you're watching, close that out.
Yeah,
I changed my mind.
That's what I've heard. I don't know. I've never bought one from them. I know one person that has, and they returned the car within, like, 2 days, which I do think they offer, like, a pretty good return policy. So that's good, at least.
Okay.
But yeah. I'm the same way where I hate going I just hate they waste your time at the dealership so much.
Right.
Like, I feel like it's part of the sale tactic. If they know like you're not gonna, if they know that I feel like they should find out really quickly when you walk in, like, ooh, can we like fuck this person over or can't we?
Right.
And if they realize that, okay, we're not gonna be able to fuck this person on price, then we're gonna go, okay, we're gonna waste as much time of theirs as possible. So even though we didn't get the 50,000 that we wanted, we're still gonna get 45.
Right.
You know, and that literally happened to me very recently, where it was like I came in, something was listed at fucking 39. My first offer they gave me was 50.
What the hell?
I was like, I'm like, this is what it's listed. And I'm like pulling up, I'm like, this is what you guys have it online. I was like, I understand there's gonna be fees and whatever, but I'm like, 50 G's is crazy.
That's insane.
I'm like, and so like I was there for 3 hours, and then they were down to like, I think it was like 43, and I was like, dude, I don't even want to do business with you. The fact that you just tried to like what if I had said, yeah, so you could do it, you could have done 43 this whole time. I don't want it to, like, I don't know. I feel like it's so stupid. It's so backwards. But hopefully she's looking for like a Nissan, like something.
Yeah, or just like something, like a Toyota Corolla, like just anything like standard sedan type thing.
Okay.
So,
she's not an Outback girly.
No, she doesn't have the lesbian itch.
Yeah, you gotta get that. You gotta tap into that. No, I have I want to get a Honda CRV. That's what I'm looking for. CRV hybrid. I had a RAV4 was my first car, and I have a RAV4 now. I had like a 1994, and now I've got a 2003. So very shitty.
Wow.
Old. It's great though. I mean, it still runs. Just scary now. It's at the end of its life, and I've refused to put any work into it in like the last like 2.5 years, because I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna buy a car, and then I just don't buy the car, and I just drive this death trap around. So.
Gotta do what you gotta do. Gotta get it from A to B. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're okay.
I'm not gonna say sorry anymore.
Yeah, don't apologize.
Coughing.
Just fucking exist, man. Cough up a lung. Let's talk kinks, sex. That'll get us coughing some more. Maybe we talked about this a little bit before we went live. You think maybe we could, and I don't want to misquote you here, that maybe we need to bring a little bit of kink shaming back.
Yeah, I think people have gotten too comfortable with their weird little proclivities. No, I'm just kidding. I for me, I love that people have kinks. Yeah. But I think that the people we're getting a little too comfortable sharing them. I think sometimes, what happens with you and whomever you bring into the bedroom, like keep it a sexy little secret,
Yeah, or tell Quan Mills. Maybe he'll write a book about it.
Yeah, right.
He'll write a fucking new book about it. Yeah, dude, I do think, we talked with Marcus a while back on the podcast. Marcus Hort, shout out to him. He did like gunplay with some chick, and that's insane to me. Like, I don't...
And that's like, you're telling people that...
He came on a podcast and told it. He was like, yo, guess what happened? I did the, so that... Yeah, maybe there's... I think in general, maybe we're just getting too... I know, like, now, like, porn is so accessible, so, like, maybe our brains are getting fried a little bit. We're like, we need more, we need something else.
For sure, and you're, like, desensitized because, like, what you're doing doesn't match up with what you're seeing, so you're like, oh, I could go even further and potentially receive more pleasure, but I don't think that's the case unless, like, I don't know, like, something really bad is happening. I don't know if, like that you need this specific combination of scenarios to occur in order to, and like, I feel bad for those kind of people because, like, if you need that much accoutrement to make it happen, like, that's got to be rough.
That sucks, yeah, because at a certain point it's like you're almost writing yourself into a corner. Like, it's like getting worse and worse. Like, you're just getting stuck in this corner. Like, I literally need all of these things to be the certain way. The stars have to align, right. It has to be my signs month or whatever my rising is, and that's the only way I can bust a nut. Like, that would be, that's not good, man. Like, maybe cut back. A dopamine cleanse would be good. Yeah. I think, it just freaks me out. Like, and I'm all for, I think, people doing whatever they want to do. I think that's cool. But yeah, we just got to admit that some of this shit is a little much, man. Yeah. Some of this is a little much.
Cake sitting. Cake sitting.
I've heard of cake sitting, yeah.
Eat the cake. Don't sit on the cake. You ruin a cake.
Yeah.
If someone sat on my cake, I'd make him go buy me another one.
I also think too, it's just like it makes me really sad. Like again, I'm super pro, like, you know, anybody making their money doing whatever they want to do online, you know, it's their life. But like, it does make me sad, like the kind of people that like would pay somebody to make a video of them sitting on a cake.
Yeah.
I picture like a late 40s, early 50s-year-old man, like paying some influencer to sit on a Batman cake because that would make him really happy. And I'm like,
right.
That just makes something about that image just makes me sad. And maybe he's genuinely happy with that and both parties are great. Something about that on a human level is not okay.
I mean, I have to assume he's probably crying.
He's gotta be.
Like,
even if he's beating his shit, he's crying.
Right, because he's like, that's the cake my parents never got me.
Yeah, dude.
And then also, I'm involuntarily celibate and this woman want to have sex with me, so these are the two things I can't have put together, you know?
Oh god, yeah, that is sad. It is sad. Yeah, I don't know, bro. I think we got to do something. We got to do something about this. Like, the porn is crazy. I'm all for it. I'm pro, you know, getting your nuts off, but like if you're getting so desensitized, like with what you're saying, where it's like, oh, I feel like I could go further.
Yeah.
Let's try
There's
it.
always I think it comes from the same place as addiction almost, where it's like it's never gonna be enough.
Yeah.
Like you just like if you're out there and you're doing all kinds of crazy stuff, I challenge you to do one slow, sad missionary, and if that doesn't do it for you even a little bit, just evaluate. Just kind of think like, what this is. I mean, where everyone presumably starts, and then I've gone all the way.
How far has it slid? Yeah.
Now I need, you know, like leather anklets on when I leave the house, or else I have to wear them all day.
Yeah.
Or else I can't.
Oh man,
fuck.
It's almost like what is that? Is that OCD or no? What's the one where like when people have to like check every doorknob in the house before they go to sleep? Yeah, like that. It's almost like you're becoming OCD with your nut.
Oh man, yeah. It's like
you're sort of programming yourself.
Right.
You're giving yourself OCD.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. We're learning things today.
Yeah, we are.
This is profound. This podcast. Sometimes I get self-conscious about this show. I'm like, man, people don't. There's no value in this show. I'm like, what is the point of listening to this? And today, we found it.
We did. We found
it,
folks. You're giving yourself OCD with your leather gimp suits.
Yeah, just chill. Just chill. You got to, like you said, they got to try some missionary every once in a while to stay honest, right? It's the same thing. Like, it's not flashy to run the ball up the middle,
right?
But you have to keep the defense honest.
Definitely.
You can't just throw Hail Marys every time.
Vanilla's a perfectly good flavor, you know?
Exactly.
Like, it's, you know, maybe it's a little, like, common, but it still tastes great. It asks you where you want it to come. Like, it's a beautiful flavor.
Yeah. Dude, I need to get some. Now I kind of want some ice cream. What haven't we gotten to today that we need to get to? What have we not touched on yet? Or what's making you mad? Is there anything in the world that's pissing you off?
Oh, gosh, I don't know. I don't want to talk politics necessarily.
Oh, you're more than welcome to.
What's the deal with? No, I don't know.
No, that's fine, man. I always like to ask. You know, I don't know. Is there anything? I'm trying to think off my top of my head if there's anything that we didn't get to do that I wanted to talk with you about. I feel like we touched on a lot here. We got I missed this a little while back. Diego said improv and stand-up king. He was hyping you up even more.
Thank you, Diego.
Yeah, he's a hype man, dude, for the scene. I love Diego.
He's great.
And he's just like everything he touches is doing well. So I love.
Yeah, he's just successful and just manages to be one of the most personable people on so little sleep.
Yeah, I mean, like, he's literally everywhere, and I'm like, and everybody that I know that knows him loves the guy, and getting to meet him myself, I'm like, okay, this dude is fucking legit. Like, he's cool as hell. So I'm like, I don't know how he does. I'm tired, bro.
Yeah,
I don't know how he's doing it, man.
And just I mean, the photography alone, but then I mean, he's doing more and more like involved stand-up stuff.
Exactly.
Like I don't know.
Shout out Diego. He's been on the show. Well, man, if that's unless you have any other questions for me before we wrap.
No further questions, Your Honor.
No further questions. Fair. Well, no, I appreciate you coming on, man, and
Yeah.
taking the time to hang out with us and chop it up a little bit. I know we got the mics probably coming up here soon, so I want to make sure we are good on time. I also want to quickly say thank you to everybody who tuned in live, as well as those that are going to be listening or viewing days after over on Spotify or here on YouTube. I also want to say a quick shout out to our patrons. They should be up on the screen right now. If you guys are interested in getting behind the scenes access to extra podcasts, extra videos, as well as a series where I break down how I mix, master, write, record every single one of my songs, go to patreon.com/Darren Rita, and you can help support the channel for as little as $1. Also want to say a quick shout out to Alpine House 2 for sponsoring this episode, as well as Impulse Cameras for sponsoring today's show too. And this is